do you know they
A pleasant good morning to all our viewers on Emonews. We are here this morning with the Ministry of Public Works and Digital Economy, the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, with the coordinator, Mr. Robert Tong. We are here today to get an update on the digital economy and the progress it has made, because the digital economy is a critical building block in the creation of the dynamic Dominica. And we also have to remember that it is a unique opportunity to build a Dominica for the 21st century. And this government is committed to delivering this progress. Today we have Mr. Robert Tong, and he will be giving us an update on the digital economy.
Greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. To all Dominicans in Dominica listening, those of you who listen later on, and also to those of you who are listening out of Dominica. As we all know, technology drives everything in today's world. The way we live, the way we do business, the way we access information, the way we source goods, and even the way we socialize. We know sometimes you have these dating apps that persons can go on. In an effort to grow our economy and society, and create more sustainable and higher paying jobs, particularly for our young people, the government of Dominica is prioritizing the digital transformation of Dominica. The digital economy is a critical building block in the creation of a dynamic Dominica. This is a unique opportunity to build Dominica for the 21st century, and this government is fully committed to delivering this progress. From future-proofing our digital infrastructure to leveraging emerging technologies, the digital transformation of Dominica is founded on benefiting the whole of society, not just one part, but the entire society. So the government wants to use these tools to simplify the way we do business, to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of public services, to build skills and opportunities of the future, and to strengthen and safeguard our national resilience. As you know, we've had many natural disasters which has impacted on our ability to do work and the way that we do business, and using the digital economy and digital infrastructures will help us to get back on board much quicker. To accomplish these objectives, obviously the infrastructure is the foundation of the digital economy, society and country. This includes our wired and wireless connectivity, but also a broader innovation system that enables, supports, and catalyzes digital efforts. Government and the telecommunication operators in Dominica have made remarkable progress in rebuilding the connectivity infrastructure in the country during the last few years. So we want to congratulate Flow and Digicel for doing a fantastic job along with the government of Dominica, especially considering the devastating impacts of Hurricane Maria in 2017. Currently, the operators of fiber optical rings are covering the entire country. If I remember correctly, they're actually 2 rings, so that increases our sustainability. Mobile phone subscriptions at 117% of the population, 70% of Dominicans use the internet, and social media has over 50% usage. So just imagine, if you're trying to contact people, what is the best medium to do that? The best medium is definitely going to be through digital means. Just imagine how many of you actually listen to the radio, how many of you actually watch TV, how many of you actually listen to ads on TV. So you have to use the technology where people's attention is. The government of Dominica has secured $75 million from the World Bank, Eastern Caribbean dollars, to help finance this transformation under the Ministry of Public Works and Digital Economy. This is an investment in the future of our country, which we must take very seriously. There are other islands that are part and parcel of this. This is Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent. And this project has many different components. One of the very important components is ensuring that our laws are amended and adjusted to ensure that we can capitalize on this whole digital economy and the whole digital infrastructure. To ensure this large investment in the digital economy is sustainable and yields the desired results, aligned with national priorities, the government has embarked on an assessment, the government embarked on an assessment and consultative process to build this vision, strategy, and consensus around the digital priorities of the country. So the government wanted to make sure that everybody was part and parcel of this. The government employees, the private sector, and also the citizens of Dominica. So over 500 people actually fill out questionnaires expressing to the team what they want to see, what are the challenges, what are the issues, and obviously one of them that came up is the whole issue of security. If I'm going to go online, I want to ensure that my data is secured. If I go online, I want to ensure that my data is private and out of the eyes of other people. I want to make sure that in the event that someone uses my data and they are unauthorized, that there will be stiff penalties for these things. So this strategy document is the result of a collaborative, co-design process that began late in 2020 with a study of the digital progress in Dominica. Our first step towards developing the national strategy was to help identify our starting point. And some of these questions were, how advanced is the digital transformation at the current time in Dominica? How well is the wireless and the wired internet infrastructure supporting online services and the people's needs? Are regulations holding back progress or supporting them? Do all people have skills needed to take advantage of the new technologies and platforms? Are small businesses aware of the opportunities and what are the barriers? In some areas we scored very well, and in some areas we did not score very well. So take for example, are small businesses capitalizing on the opportunities of the digital economy? Obviously the answer to that is no. And part of the government's responsibility and commitment is to ensure that we train our people and we train our businesses and change our way of working within the government to provide more efficient services. The methodology, So these are a few of the questions explored at the onset of this process when government conducted a digital readiness assessment, adopting a UNDP tool to provide rapid, high-level insights into a country's strengths and weaknesses. The methodology provided 5 pillars as a framework for the evaluation and planning. The first one being infrastructure, which we have worked on, and we have fantastic systems right now. The government's internal system to ensure that there's change, because obviously there has to be a change of mindset, and also the change and digitization of government services. And that has already started. Right now you can pay many of your government fees online. Even right now if you go to the immigration department to have your passport done, you will bring the forms to them and they will actually give you back your forms. Why? Because they will have scanned your information, dumped it into the system and give you back your form. So the challenges of missing documents is going to be what is now a thing of the past. So government is already making sure that they jump on board and make sure that they're trying to improve and make their services a lot more efficient. The public and stakeholder contribution has been an invaluable part of the process, ensuring that the strategy presented below addresses priority issues of relevance to all and defines a clear path forward with the ownership and access of across government and broader society to build a digital future. Many times you have also all of these wonderful organizations who come to your country and they want to help you, but many times they come with their own particular agenda. What the government is doing is to ensure that we have our agenda in terms of moving Dominica forward from a digital standpoint, so anyone who wants to come in has a document that they can use, and if they want to participate and assist, we know exactly where they can fall in and fall in line. For a matter of fact, the final stakeholder session with all of the stakeholders who took part in all of the interviews and different sessions will be held on the 8th of December virtually, where all stakeholders review the final draft before it is presented to the Committee of Permanent Secretaries and then onward to Cabinet. So we're trying to make sure that everybody has given us ample feedback. They will see the document before it is finalized. Because many times people say, you know, something, we did this, we did that, and we did not engage the people. We're doing our best to make sure that we engage persons. Invitations have gone out to about 60 individuals, and that is persons from the public sector, the private sector, and also individuals, so that when we're done, we'll have a fantastic document. But the world is changing very quickly, so obviously that document too has to be revised every 2 years. Just recently, you would have heard that Facebook has actually changed its name to the Metaverse. Again, a major change. So basically, you're looking at using augmented reality. So as opposed to you going into an organization and asking for service and asking questions, you basically have on your goggles and you'll actually be there in a virtual space, almost like you're actually there yourself. So things are changing rapidly, and we too have to constantly change. So this brings us back now to the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, which took effect from December 2020 and began operations in 2020. So what the government has done is to ensure that we have a separate project management unit to increase the chances of us implementing this project a lot faster. So year one focused on the administration of the project, including the employment of staff, and very importantly, preparing the terms of reference for the engagement of a legal firm that will review the existing laws to take into consideration the new disposition of the digital economy. Again, this information came from the stakeholders meeting that was a very critical piece, and that's one of the most important things that we're doing. In order to make all of these amazing changes, if there isn't proper legislation to support it, then obviously we're going to have an issue. So basically you'll have a separate firm coming in who will be working hand in hand with the Attorney General's office to ensure that the laws can be changed, and not only just make the recommendations to change it, but it will also include the drafting of the law, so then that can be taken to Parliament and can be enacted very easily. During the first year, the project has been prepared for the implementation of a health information system, establishing working committees and conducting interviews with members of staff of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital and reviewing the existing documents. Someone will say, what is that really about? So a document management system allows all of the persons who need to see the information on you to have your information either on a computer or on a laptop or on their phone. Obviously, there will be significant security to ensure that your private data is secure. Only persons who are supposed to access the information will have it. So just imagine your medical history is online in a secured environment, preferably using something like the blockchain or some secured method, so that when you fall sick, you could actually call your doctor and your doctor would be able to pull up your information if they're authorized to see your information, or if you authorize them to see your information. Or if you go to the health center, they could actually pull up, the nurse could pull up your documentation and see all the information on you. Again, you can well imagine how quickly it'll help you to receive service and also see your record and your history. Imagine if you can't talk at that point in time and you don't have a family member there to provide your, what do you call it, like I'm allergic to penicillin, so if my wife is not with me, how am I, and I can't speak, how am I going to tell you that I'm allergic to penicillin? So hopefully they'll be able to pull up your information very quickly and move you forward. If you have to be transferred to the to a larger hospital, take for example I'm going to say Princess Margaret, but the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, whilst you're on the ambulance driver can get information on you, and in case he has to do certain things, and even before you get to the hospital, they can be prepared to take care of you. So that is what the whole health information management system is all about. It'll tell us where the trends of COVID are, where persons are overeating. So it just has a wealth of information that will make your life and our lives better. Further, the project is close to the selection of a firm that will assist with change management processes for the successful implementation of many of these activities. And like I said, change management is extremely important. If our people don't change their mindset, it means we're not going to take into consideration this technology. So we have to change the mindset, not only of the government staff, but our companies and also our people as individuals. So we'll have an organization coming in place to do some of that. We've already started some of the promotion, but obviously we have to do a lot more, and that's why we're here today to update you, and there will be regular updates. So we're asking you to subscribe. I'm going to say hit and like the subscribe button, but right now we're only on Facebook, so we're asking you to review our information on a regular basis so that you are updated, so that you're always in the know. We had a first digital roadshow in Porto. It was quite successful, where we invited all of the companies in Dominica who, well, not all of them, many of them who use technology in their businesses to provide services to Dominica. And you'd be surprised, a lot of information is there. Even I learned something. Normally, I have a pay-as-you-go, and I thought you had to walk to a place and pay and do your pay-as-you-go. But guess what? You can go online on Domlec and do your pay-as-you-go right now and right there. So which means you don't have to walk in line. Even down to Dowasco, no longer you need to walk all the way up to High Street and to pay your water bill and your sewer bill. You can actually do that online. I have been paying those bills for the last 4 years by using my mobile banking app, or using back in the day the Royal Bank app to pay these. Even now there's a local app called Emonews where you can actually go online, put in your account number at Dowasco, and you can pay it online, so you can spend more time doing things that you consider to be more important. Some of those things could be spending more time with your family, and if you're in business, also spending more time in your business as opposed to spending time in the line and also exposing yourself to COVID. Me saying COVID, we want to also encourage all of you to get vaccinated so that you protect yourselves and you also protect your loved ones. Other roadshows were actually scheduled, but again, because of COVID, we've had to cut back on that, so we will be using the internet medium to promote our information a lot more. We're also anticipating that we'll get a position to host a regional digital roadshow in Dominica in the not too distant future. So again, please get vaccinated. Our plans for year 2. In year 2, the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project will focus on digital skills and technology adoption in the sum of over $4.2 million. So again, we have to make sure that our people are educated, our people are trained. So our people need to know, and our people need to be trained. So the goal is to better equip individuals and businesses in Dominica for jobs and the economy for the future, and to spur innovation and productivity growth. We're also looking at a co-working space which will also be constructed to allow businesses to train and sharpen their employees' digital skills. So many times you don't have the facility to train your staff, so the intention is to have a training facility where you can send 5, this company can send 5, this company can send 5, and we're going to talk about security to make sure that your staff are certified in security, because guess what? All of your information, and more of your information is online, so you need to learn how to protect your data. You need to also know how to protect your children, because your children also have a lot of access, and you too have to learn how to protect them. So the intention is to have this co-working space where you can send your staff to learn, to ensure that they are at a particular level. We want to make sure that Dominica has a cadre of staff and the people who are very technology advanced. The project will also cater to the continuation of our workforce-ready digital skills program, with the goal of supporting and training for employment opportunities in a digitally enabled profession, as well as supporting more advanced and specialized digital skills development and remote working placements with global firms and clients. So a lot of us hear about remote working, a lot of us hear about online jobs and online skills, and many of us say, hey, that is not possible. That's just things that people are saying. But I want to say to you, this is not true. And while the government is aware of us doing these things, we've already partnered with Israel and the UNDP, and we've actually had 2 sessions of what we call the Work Online Dominica, where persons between the ages of 18 to 40 were able to be trained to sharpen their existing digital skills. So you can be a fast typer. People need persons to type for them. Persons need websites. Persons need content. Persons need you to translate a document from English to French or French to English. The same thing in Spanish. Persons need you to enter information in a database. So many of our people have these skills, but they don't know how to sell those skills online. So the Work Online program, where it was able to train 60 individuals in those programs, where at least 110 of them have been able to graduate. And the second graduation is actually, it was supposed to be on the 3rd of December, but due to Parliament, we're going to have to move that back to sometime next week. So you have 50 young individuals again who are trained and will be graduating with a lot of skills that even our companies in Dominica need. But guess what? Some of these students and non-students and even persons who have been working, some of them even have been able to get jobs even before they completed the program, because most of them have intermediate skills. And what we plan to do now is to expand the program where we can have beginner courses and intermediate courses so that everyone is part and parcel of that. We've already included the Dominica State College, again, to make sure that we can spread the training throughout all of the whole of Dominica. We're looking at even seeing how we can incorporate the various schools, the various computer labs, because someone who doesn't have a computer still wants to have the opportunity to get trained. So that way we can work with everybody to make sure that it's not just persons from 18 to 14, but it'll be anyone who has a skill, who sees the ability to be able to create, to promote those jobs online and get jobs online. You'd have heard the Prime Minister talk about it, you'd have heard the Minister of Public Works talk about it, where persons are already earning an income. I say to you sometimes that if you have that skill, you can actually even come together and make sure that you can promote those jobs and even outsource those jobs to some of the persons within your entire group, so that way you can do a lot more. So we want to thank Israel Aid and the UNDP for participating and sponsoring these programs. We will also include digital skills development and workforce readiness, again, to make sure that our people are ready. In addition to the digital skills training program, the project will provide paid, so we're also looking at having paid internship programs for the young adults and youth who have received digital training skills. Because sometimes you have to come to these programs, it's going to cost you some money, you're not employed. So we're trying to make sure we put things in place to make it easier for those who are fully committed towards the digital economy. Funds have also been allocated to assist young adults and youth who are interested in creating a small business that focuses on digital innovation. So please stay tuned. Please, again, as I say, subscribe to our Facebook channel. Hopefully we'll have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe to them so that when these announcements come up, you'll be part and parcel of what's going on. Don't let things pass you by. Be part of it. Under the Digital Caribbean Transformation Project, $2 million US has been allocated to the development of a unique digital identifier. So this is one of the things that we want to make sure that we do in 2022. So what is a unique digital identifier? So many of us are going to think of, some of us think of, let me not say that. So the unique digital identifier is a digital ID that you will have that will be unique to you. So you could go into from the time that you're born, you will receive that unique identifier. Then you get a birth certificate which is tied to that unique identifier. You go to the doctor, your records are tied to that unique identifier. You get your driver's license, it is tied to that unique identifier. Every 2 or 3 years you will go in and if we start doing fingerprints, you can put in your fingerprint. If you have new facial features, you can actually input a new picture. So, but guess what that's going to do? When you go to, take for example, to get a driver's license, you would no longer have to bring a image with you. If you go to the bank, you no longer need to bring identification as to your birth certificate, because all of that will be tied in, and everybody who needs to have access to it will have access to it. So that will increase the efficiency and the ability to identify individuals. It actually means that to do a passport, all you need to do is just fill out the form. And technically, all of the other information that you traditionally have to bring to them, it will already be there. So imagine the amount of time that you would have saved. All of that information can be populated, everything can go a lot faster. So the ability, so the digital identifier is the ability to digitally identify and authenticate individuals. Is key to delivering public services digitally as it enables safe, secure, and legally viable, accessible to the public. So even maybe down to when we talk about voting. all of that can be incorporated under a digital, a unique digital ID. So all of that being said, I'm sure there may be one of you two questions. I'm not sure if you have the questions. Somebody could just say them, and myself and my supporting cast will try our best to answer. So any questions? Okay, so I just want to reiterate that the government of Dominica is fully committed to making sure that Dominica becomes digitally viable, that our Dominicans are educated, and all of that is part and parcel of the project that is being done, and there's funding for that. Just to give you a couple of pieces in terms of the project, so the project has different pillars. So it has created a digital enabling environment that will include establishing of a national computer emergency response team. So many times people try to break into our computers, they try to hack our computers, they try to do ransomware. There are actually companies in Dominica that have had to pay small ransoms because persons were able to access the computers and take control of it. And these companies, maybe some of them also maybe didn't have proper backups. And as a result of that, they had to even do the re-entering of information. So by having the cert, it will allow us to track and monitor the what they call it, penetration persons are trying to do into Dominica and into our companies and trying to stop them very early. Another component is digital government infrastructure and platforms. Like I said, we have to ensure the government systems are up to date. It is digitalized, again, to ensure that you can receive fast service, down to the payment services, to make sure that all the payment services are integrated. So take for example, when you want to be able to file your taxes, you can file your taxes online, and you can pay what you have to pay online. And likewise, the reverse is also going to be applicable, whereby the government, if they have a refund for you, they can give you a refund. I see many persons are going to have refunds next year because I see the government has approved the ability for you to claim all of your insurance as a tax benefit. So if you're paying $5,000 for your insurance on your home up to $8,000, you can actually claim that as a benefit on your tax. So I'm sure all the persons are smiling like myself and pay a significant amount of tax. We also have the unique digital identifier, which I mentioned about. So you have a unique identity, and also digital signature. So that way, when you sign a document, you can sign a document from your phone, you can sign a document from your computer, and you don't have to actually go into an organization to sign physically. And you can really imagine how much time that is going to save you. And also, by all the government services being interlinked, you don't have to go to the Bayfront to apply for your what do you call it, your birth certificate, and then you have to go to the treasury to make a payment, and then you have to go back. All of these things can be done online, and all of these documents will be able to be authenticated online, which means all you're doing is just using your finger and you're pushing your files to the respective value. So you're going to save a lot of time. Travel facilitation, we're also looking at ensuring that all the days of having to fill out all these forms will be a thing of the past. So again, it'll speed up you moving through customs and immigration, and also for our visitors, it'll make it a much more pleasant experience. We spoke about the health systems to make sure again that when you go to the hospital, all of the information is there. That information can go both ways, shared between yourself and your doctor and yourself, and even for individuals to have access to see the information to make sure that nobody has changed their information. We have digital skills, which is another very important one, which we've been mentioning, is to make sure that nobody is left behind. We want to make sure that everybody is part and parcel of this. So if you are left behind, it means that you have not listened. And we're encouraging you to listen, and to make sure that you listen to these projects, and make sure that whatever tree that is there, you are part and parcel of it, to ensure that you are not left behind. Because many times certain things happen, you see, but how did that happen? Make sure you like and subscribe to our Facebook channel, and soon our YouTube channel. So the government is fully committed to ensuring that, very importantly, our people first. Our people become a digitally skilled population, that jobs are created in the digital economy, and there's also affordable access to mobile devices and data services. Many people ask, why am I saying, or why are we saying mobile devices? The information and the survey that has been done has clearly shown that over 80% of people, their mobile device is the device of choice. That is the device that they are using. So we have to make sure that if we're going to move towards the digital economy, that all the access to devices are reduced. So some of them is that, take for example, government has already reduced the duty. There's no duty on computers, but obviously phones are now computers. So obviously we will have to move towards moving or removing duties also on phones, because that is the device of choice. Also, we have to ensure that access to internet data is important, and also affordable access to data, because we know it sometimes can be very expensive. We want to make it very affordable to everyone. In terms of businesses, that our private sector is digitally enabled, that our businesses embrace digital marketing and digital payments, and that they support innovation. Take for example, I can have an advert, right? And I want everybody in Dominica to hear it. If I want everybody in Dominica to hear it, I need to put it on BBS, I need to put it on Kyrie, I need to put it on Q, I need to put it on Vibes Radio, and maybe some other station. So that's 5 stations that you're going to have to put it on. And guess what? Not even everybody's going to listen to it. Whereas you can put an ad on social media, and you can actually pay a fraction of what you'd have paid all these companies, and make sure that 40,000 people see it. So we have to make sure that our businesses use the technology to their advantage, and that they support innovation. Because if they don't support innovation, persons are going to gravitate to the companies that do, or companies from outside are going to see these opportunities and come in and take our space. So you will not fade away immediately, but over a period of time. So you have to innovate. So what the government is doing is to make sure that our people are aware and that our businesses are aware. And also from a government side, we're going to ensure that our systems are resilient and efficient and use very good productivity platforms. We want to ensure that we provide citizen-centric digital public services, and that's why we're listening to everybody to make sure that what they need is what we're putting in place and making it very easy for them. And very, very important to ensure that the regulation is enabled and enforced for fundamental protections of our people, our companies, and to also create a very competitive digital economy. So even like right now, many people are not aware, and that's why we all have to do a better job at it. You can actually form a company online without having to go to the company's registry. Soon, once they put in place the interoperability of the payment systems, it means you don't have to go to them. It means you can send your information digitally, they can accept it within a matter of a day or 2 days, they can approve it, and then you pay online. So in 2-3 days, within a week, you can actually register your company, or you'll be able to register your business name. So all of what we're doing is to improve the ability of our people to benefit and to improve the delivery of services, while ensuring that we have the enabling environment, and also ensuring that our systems are secure to protect your transactions and to protect your privacy. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have one of the viewers, Shara Georges. She said, "Good morning, Mr. Tong. It's a very cool program. But I have one question for you. How do you get the small and medium-sized businesses to be digitally ready,
So,
especially in the out districts?"
okay, so the intention again is to have, like I was saying, we'll have training sessions that will not only be for individuals, we'll also have training sessions for companies, because all of us have to work together. Governments also have to work together. So if all the systems are not there, and that's why I was saying that the intention is to have an out-district type of program, either through the community center or through the schools, whereby all of these programs are online, but it means you as an individual, for a company, you can go, if you're in Portsmouth, you don't have to come all the way into Roseau to do it. If you're in the Carib territory, Kalinago territory, you don't have to come all the way. You could actually be part and parcel of that training in your area, and there will be regular training on that. But the important part is that you have to listen, and when the training is being given, you have to be part of it. The other important part too is that a lot of them will be recorded, so you can also listen to them at another time. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Jamil Japier. She's actually the head of the project and has some important insight that she can provide to you. So Dr. Japier, welcome.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Tong, and good morning to the viewers out there. Just to add as well that in year 2, and Mr. Tong would have already stated that, but just going back to the question that was asked, in terms of support for small business, the project in year 2 will actually be providing small grants to individuals who want to do startup, especially as it relates to digital, not necessarily, website and that sort of thing, but any business that's going to assist in digitizing the economy, the project will be providing funding for those startups. So persons out there listening, we encourage you to start getting your business plans and all of what you need to start up a business. So start preparing, because if you do need the funding and you do need the support, the project will be doing that. We would have already mentioned the skills, the digital skills program. For me personally, I'm quite excited about that, because while as a business you may want to go digital, but you may lack the resources to do so. And so we are embarking on an entire year, going all the way. We started next year, and to continue throughout the life of the project in ensuring that individuals do have the necessary digital skills, not only to support themselves, but to also support existing business places. Our internship program will greatly assist with that. Sorry, because after we have trained you, we will provide paid, and I'm highlighting the word paid internship to individuals to support existing and upcoming business, especially as it relates to digitization.
To mention the support to businesses, the ministry is also working. Like I said, we have some great partners, Israel and also UNDP, and also DAIC, the Dominica Chamber of Commerce, and we have already started and had 2 sessions on digital marketing, because really and truly, for someone to come to your business, you have to promote. And we've actually had 2 sessions, but again, you have to make sure that you're listening to these things to make sure, and to participate. So the last one was sometime last week, and there will be a 3rd one very soon. So please go to also follow the Dominica Chamber of Commerce, their website, because there will be additional training, free training from some amazing lecturers in a sense, who provide a lot of information as to how to promote and market your business at a fraction of the cost, obviously. And like we're saying, if you don't change, if you don't innovate, you're going to be left behind. But in addition to that, there are, like I said before, there's over 110 individuals who are trained and certified, who are actually promoting their businesses online to do a lot of the jobs that you would need, because not all of us are business people, right? Well, many of us are business individuals, but we don't have time to do all of the work. So there are people in Dominica who are trained, who can do that job for you. All you have to do is to reach out to them, and they'll be more than happy to do that for you.
Okay, one other question. For the persons in the out districts who may not have access to a device apart from a cell phone per se, are you working with any of the telecommunications company probably to send out some broadcasts so they get that text on their phone to let them know when their trainings, what the grants, and any other information that may be very good to them, for them?
For the current training, we did not, but like what we've done in the past is that we actually worked with them, and when we were doing the questionnaires for the survey, we actually used them to send out the texts. But that is a fantastic idea. And when we're having the other training is to make sure that we send information to them. But the other way around it, the faster way around is that If you are into business, subscribe to the Dominica Chamber of Commerce channel. Subscribe to the Digital Dominica Transformation Unit. And I think what we can also maybe do is to create a. You can also come to our site and subscribe. You could call and a lot of information. But the best thing is to subscribe so that when data is being pushed out, you will receive the updates. Updates are important.
And definitely the text blasts, they can be helpful, although sometimes people do ignore them because they figure, it's, they're so used to getting these text blasts that when they hear one come, that ping of the phone, they tend to ignore it and say, not another text again. And so we would not want the information that we're sending out to be overlooked because, people are constantly used to getting text messages that are no significant to them. So I totally agree with Mr. Tong in that, we do have a project unit. We have an email address and we will provide the viewers with that information via that medium so that they can have it at their fingertip. To call the project unit, we do have a website, www.cbptp.gov.dm, and all of the information on the project is actually on the website. So you can see what we have, that is the activities that are upcoming and so on.
Do you have a contact number, a hotline that if persons want to ask a little more question, they can call? If you can tell us, the viewers.
Yes, 266-3840.
So for the viewers, if you want more information, you can call 266-3840. So somebody will be at the other end to assist you with any of your questions or concerns. So, do you have any last words?
Well, I don't know if last words, because that sounds like fine. Just to see that the government is fully committed to ensuring that our people become a digitally skilled population, to assist in helping to create the environment that more jobs can be created, to make sure that there's affordable access to mobile devices and data services for all, to make sure that our private sector is digitally enabled by providing training and opportunities, and to ensure that our businesses embrace digital marketing and digital payments, and to support innovation. And from the government side, again, making sure that we have the proper laws in place to protect your privacy and to protect your data, and to also ensure that the systems that we have make you coming to the government a much more pleasant and easy experience, and also to the point that you don't have to come to the government system. So take for example at customs, you can go online, well the brokers can go online and the brokers can enter their documents. The brokers can technically pay, but you also want the average individual to be able to do some of that. So instead of having to go to customs and then walk to Shed 5 and then walk to the pay or tailgate, it would be great that if you could do all of these things online. So that is also part of the project, is to make sure that all of the departments work together so that you could make all your payments online and just go and pick up your documents.
I have a question from a viewer who asked, are folks signing up for the 10K? That is the net for all, the 10 MB for one?
Are folks signing up for it?
Yes.
Yes, people are signing up for it because it's an important thing. And actually, I forgot to mention, through this project, the project has actually procured 8,000 devices, tablets, in addition to what government is doing, because we have to ensure that all of our students have the necessary devices in their hand and using. The world has changed, and the world is not going to go back to what it was. So if some of you are thinking it's going to go back exactly to the same, it is not. Even down to businesses are changing right now. Even when I wear my other hat, I'm already seeing that some of my staff don't need to come to work. Now, what does that mean for the individual? It means for the individual that they will save on transportation. The bus drivers may not like it, but it just means that things have changed. So this project has procured over 8,000 tablets for students. Sorry, obviously for the government of Dominica. But the challenge that we're having now as we see the world is that they're shipping challenges, so all of them are not even going to write it. You know, so where you may have seen that some persons receive some, there's still a lot more that will come. But again, we have to ensure that our students use it wisely. We also have to ensure that you are training our people. So a lot of times our parents are not trained properly. So again, that's why we're not just training you on how to use Word, and we also be training you on security, because you have to make sure that your children are safe and you yourself are safe when you're using these devices. So just to confirm, the government is fully committed. We have the government has created a separate ministry, which is the Ministry of Public Works and the Digital Economy, to ensure that we are moving in that direction. The government has made sure that even that this particular project is separate and distinct, so that we can cut through and move a lot quicker in ensuring that. So we look forward to your support. We look forward to you listening whenever we have these programs, because there are many changes and we do not want you to be left behind. So some final words from Dr. Jamil Japier.
Before we do the final words, we have another viewer who's asking, how can one get a device for a child with no device at high school? So high school child with no device.
Yes, so we will continue with the distribution of the devices to the students who would not have received during the first round, and high school students. So all high school students before the end of December will receive a device.
So just to tie on what Dr. Japier said, so it's important for parents who have not registered with the school, because these things are being done through the school, if I remember correctly, and you have to make sure that you register with your principal to ensure that you are there.
Okay, Anna Samuel, so check in with your principal at your son or daughter's high school.
Any final words from you, Dr. Japier?
Well, the project, at the project implementation unit, we are quite excited going into year 2. Like we have mentioned, we have some exciting activities that we're going to be rolling out. So, you know, just a reminder, the internship program that is coming on board, the digital skills training, as well as the opportunity to get a grant to support any sort of business, startup business that you're looking for. You will hear more about our cybersecurity program that is also coming on stream in year 2. So the project, you know, it's here for the next 5 years, and the intention is to continue to work towards having a dynamic digital Dominica, using the technologies to do so.
So to all our viewers, we just want to remind you that the goal in the upcoming year is to better equip individuals and businesses in Dominica for the jobs and economy of the future, and to spur innovation and productivity growth. We want to thank Mr. Robert Tong, who is the coordinator of the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project.
The coordinator digital.
So just for clarity, I am the coordinator for the digital economy in the Ministry of Public Works and Digital Economy. And Dr. Japier is?
The project manager for the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project Unit.
So we thank you very much, Mr. Tong and Ms. Japier, for giving us this update today. And we look forward to further updates, especially in the new year, with the new projects coming on board, the grants coming on board, where when I have to go to the airport, I should not have to stay too long, you know, filling out those forms. I could request a birth certificate and get it quickly, so no long lines outside the registry, my passports, and so on. Additionally, to the young entrepreneurs out there interested, they can contact the office, and to the existing medium-sized and small businesses, there's something here for you. So you should be part of this digital economy. It's for all of us and for the growth of Dominica.
Amen.
Thank you to all our viewers, and thank you to your team.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.
Thank
You
you.
too. Bye-bye.